Holy crap! It's time to get the kids out of the room because you're listening to Grillo's AftershockXL show with your host, Steve Grillo. How the hell did you get a TV show?
I ask myself that every day, Mr. Paul Turner. Just fucking right off the fucking bold shiny head. That's a little better. What's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. You're listening to yet another episode of Grillos AftershockXL. Home quarantine in Hell's Kitchen, New York. Chilling out. It is so beautiful outside. I got to figure out how to get to do this from the roof properly. I'm going to have to maybe get a hot spot or something like that because it's just the view up there is just so spectacular. Everybody knows it's 7 o'clock. I go up to the roof and I thank everybody that's out there helping all the essential workers, frontline workers, whatever you want to call them, the people that put themselves at risk to make our lives possible, to try to be so normal in this bizarre time. I don't know if everybody caught that episode that I did with it was a prominent doctor and a COVID survivor. You should go and share that because everybody needs to know what's going on behind the scenes, because maybe it'll help you make a decision that could save your life. I hope it does. If I could help one person, that would be fantastic. So we got an interesting show tonight. I have we're waiting to get a little Marty Klebba from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and acting fame, and he's going to be on the show. We're just working out a little thing. And my cousin, who is one of the baddest of the bad on the planet, my cousin Bobby is a former Navy SEAL sniper. He was one of the top Navy SEALs that were in command. So without further ado, my cousin Bobby Al, what's up?
How are you doing?
Whew, it's hot up in here.
I bet.
Just finally, but yeah, you live in San Diego, so San Diego is like the most perfect place. Every day, it's like perfectly sunny and 75. It's like
75 and sunny, just like it is today.
Yeah, and it's every day. So that must keep up your spirits. What the hell's going on over there? You guys good?
We're great. We never have an issue with spirits.
Yeah, because you got some kids up in there.
We do. We have 2 and 1 on the way. We get to be an old dad again.
Yeah. So one of my favorite experiences was going out with you and your friends out in San Diego, your SEAL team. And so, but when you retired, we're going to have to show this picture. When you retired, I flew out to San Diego to support you in your retirement. And the guy that we took the picture with, well, he was the number 1 in command as far as all the SEAL teams, or?
They're pretty significant spots. So all these guys are in pretty significant positions.
Yeah. And so we took a picture after you gave your speech and everything, and show the picture, Noah, if you can. So there's me and Bobby. Bobby's in the middle, obviously, and I don't really smile in pictures, but you could tell in this picture I have a shit-eating grin on my face, and it's because right before the picture was snapped, Bobby whispered in his ear, "This is the cousin I was talking about," and he got nose to nose at me, and he goes, "You make sure Howard Stern spells my name right." And then stood there and smiled, and I'm actually laughing hysterical in that picture. It was so funny.
That was a great day.
That was so much fun. And what was the name of your buddy that gave the speech?
Ed.
Ed. So
yeah.
I could tell right before the whole thing started that Ed. Hi, Mom. My mom says hi, Bobby. She listens to every goddamn thing that I do.
Somebody's got to.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but if there's one listener, it's my mother. That's for sure. So, yeah, he was. I could tell before you were there and stuff. He was pacing back and forth like a mental patient, like reading. And I said, "Yo, bro, you nervous? What's up?" And he goes, "Yeah, man. Your fucking cousin knows I hate public speaking. That's why he's making me do this. I fucking hate it." And I was just like, "Yo, I got this. This is easy. Just listen to me. Go up there, take a deep breath. And when you're reading and you can see 3 lines ahead, that's when you pick your head up. Okay? And then if you stumble, just go through it. No one cares. Everybody stumbles in speeches, man. You got this. Just breathe. When you see the words at the end of the sentence, that's when you can pick your head up. And of course, typical SEAL fashion, he kills it. And after the things, I was like, dude, you did fucking great. I think you have a future in this. So it's fuck you.
The SEAL speech writing by Steve Grillo.
Yeah, it's a speech coach to the SEALs. So yeah, but that was like an awesome day. So I know you had a little bit of an agenda you wanted to talk about. What was that?
Well, I didn't have an agenda, but I retired as a senior chief. So those guys, I had asked a lot of those guys, and there were a couple of them. There was Nico and Ed, and they walked around. And the reason that I got to have a smile on my face that whole day, which is not very different than the rest of my career, was that those guys were walking around carrying the weight. So
Yeah.
I was amazingly appreciative of that.
Yeah, and I just remember we went out one night. You didn't tell me we were hanging out with your SEAL team, and then all of a sudden we go, I gotta stop by, and all of a sudden like all your boys were there, Wymie and everybody, and White Meat as he became that by the end of the night, and just it was such an honor and pleasure to be able to go out with you guys and just see the camaraderie and everything that you guys shared, and then afterwards, the real stories that were told in the basement were pretty fucking unbelievable.
The real stories are certainly fun. That was a night in Ocean Beach. Shout out to San Diego Ocean Beach.
What up? What up? Yeah, if Marty's on, put him on, baby. Let's do it.
Can you see me?
Oh, Marty Mott.
What up?
What's up, everybody? Marty Klebba, little Marty Klebba from the famed Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And one of my very close dear friends. You're on with my cousin, former Navy SEAL sniper Bobby Howell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, bro.
You're absolutely welcome. Hey, Marty, great to meet you.
You got a little bit of ink going on there. What's up? You got a new piece?
Yeah, I got Oliver Peck did Hong Kong Phooey for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then I have for Detroit, I have the 313.
Nice. Look at that. You still got the guns. Look at that.
Yep. And then I got my Tigers when they win and lose.
When they win and lose that. Yeah, but your poor Raiders. Yeah.
Baby.
I know that you wear that as a badge of honor. There's no doubt.
This one. This is the worst, Steve.
Oh, nice. Pirates. You're still working out, huh? You look pretty buff there, homie.
Dude, I've never worked out.
Really?
Never.
So you're just genetically blessed.
I was just picking up women back in the day.
Well, yeah, you were the best at it, man.
Those days are long gone. Like 13 or 14 years now. So
one of my favorite stories, because Marty used to work at the New York City Radio City Christmas show, and he had a bunch of all those guys were really cool, and we all used to wind up going out at some point. And I just remember we all went to Scores and we had so much fun. But I remember everybody came up to my 65th Street apartment. It was like a 6th floor walk up, and there was like Steve was there. It was like 4 of you guys, four little people, and then there was little Steve. God rest his soul. I rest his soul.
Yeah,
and it was just.
Michael's gone too.
But I just remember walking down because we all went upstairs to smoke, and Michael, and we all said something. I remember walking down the stairs with all 4 of you guys. And like one of my neighbors was just like, "What the fuck is going on in your apartment?"
Like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
You got the Oompa Loompas for the night.
Yeah. So I wanted you and Bobby to come on because I thought it would be perfect because like you guys are pretty much. I think you guys are on the same page as far as everything. How's your family doing, Marty? Everybody's good.
Yeah, we're good. My daughter's 7.5. My son's 23.
I can't believe that. I should have pulled up the fucking picture. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up while I'm doing this. How long I've known you and your son, and how's he? Everybody, he's doing good. Tell him I said hello, please.
I will. I invited him to check this out, so I don't know if he's watching or not. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's doing good. Been married now 8 years. It'll be 9 years this summer. And I've been with Michelle now for 13 or 14 years.
Marty always got the hottest chicks. It didn't stop. Like the girls just love you, bro.
Well, what am I going to say?
So I'll see if I can get this picture to Noah. So, and I still have all your all your figures. I always say you don't make it in the entertainment business until you become a figure.
That doesn't mean crap, dude. You don't get paid for that stuff.
Really?
You're supposed to, but I haven't seen. I mean, this whole lockdown, my daughter and I have been playing Stratego, Monopoly, all the games they all have Pirates of the Caribbean. They
all have your image too, right?
Yeah, and I haven't seen 1 cent. But what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna go after Disney because I want to be able to work for them again.
You got, they don't let you collect $200 after you pass go, or no step from
I want to hear your
Monopoly.
cousin.
Oh, he wants to know if you don't get to collect $200 after you pass go.
Yeah, right. I collect less than that. I got to pay taxes probably.
Yeah. So you did all 3 movies, right? And
I did 4 out of the 5.
Okay. And do you still keep in touch with all those guys?
The only one I really stay in touch still with is Lee Ehrenberg and Kevin McNally.
Well, which guys were that? They?
Kevin was Mr. Gibbs. That's the guy with the mutton chops. And
okay.
Lee is the guy that says, "Hello, pulpit."
Oh, hey, pulpit.
Yeah. And then the other one is Mackenzie, the guy with the wooden eye. That's who I named my daughter after, was Mackenzie.
Oh wow, cool.
So,
because that guy with the mutton chops, he did one of my favorite TV series, Turn, Washington Spies.
Yep.
And he did really? No, the Civil War ended. We won.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
So no, the Revolutionary War. So put up the picture. This is the picture of me and Marty. This is how long I've known him. That was when I had my pizzeria in Hell's Kitchen. That's Marty's son. And that's how that long ago was that. And then there's me holding the Marty's figure.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, that's and now I live in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh God. Well,
yeah, I'm not too. I passed the pizza.
Have the devil.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of fun. So what was your favorite story working on there?
On Pirates?
Yeah.
You know what? I loved doing 1, and 1 was the best, but I think I had the most fun when we did 2 and 3 because we did them together at the same time, and we didn't even have a script for 3. And Gore was so genius, and Ted and Terry, the writers, were there all the time. They were making stuff up as we go. Like Gore would be like, "Oh, I need to see the Kraken dead on the beach." Even though we were filming 2, he'd pick up scenes for 3, and it was, it's just that kind of magic. But we were gone for like a year, except for when we had to come home like twice because hurricanes came through the islands, and obviously they get you out of there before that comes, and then you go home for like 2 weeks and get back together. So
yeah, how much fun was it to look at Keira Knightley all day?
Oh, I love Keira, but you gotta remember we've known Keira since she was like 16, so she was like a little sister. You don't.
Oh, really? I didn't realize she was that young.
Yeah, well, she was 16, I think, when we started P1, and then I remember I was always flirting with Naomi. That's the girl who played Tia Dama.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's but she had this amazing accent, but she's really British. So to hear, she was in one of I think Skyfall, one of the last Bond movies. She plays one of the girls, Moneymaker or Money. I don't know. I've never seen.
Well, I did 24 years in the Navy, and I didn't get to see the Keira Knightley.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Hold on a sec. Bobby, talk. I don't know if Marty could hear you.
I said I did 24 years in the Navy, and I didn't see any Keira Knightleys. But I certainly saw the rest of the cast on every one of those.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. No, you know what the problem is? We'll figure it out. So basically, Bobby's saying he didn't see any Keira Knightleys, but he saw the rest of the cast after 24 years in the Navy. No, like the same people, So, but we got to get. Well, no one will figure it out. He's a fucking genius, but he can hear you. So,
all right. Hey, what's up, Bobby?
Great to see you.
And you can't hear him, so I will figure that problem out. But you were an incessant flirt. You always were, and didn't that get you in trouble at the Christmas show?
Oh God, thanks, dude. Yeah, well, you know what? It was.
Hold on one sec, Bobby. Bobby, jump off and jump back on.
You got it.
Okay.
Yeah, do it without the headset.
Yeah. So, all right. So go ahead. What were you saying?
Yeah, that was kind of. I had been there like 9 years, and I loved Radio City. But I'd hurt my back when I was doing Wizard of Oz and Radio City, same, back and forth. And I was on Vicodin, and I kind of lost my filter. So I guess it would be more locker room talk. I never touched anybody inappropriately.
Well, I know, but that's all they have to do is bitch the one little thing to HR, and that's it. You're done.
That's it. And it really came down to there was 2 little women
Hey, Bob.
that were in the cast,
Oh, okay.
and both of them got mad because I was single, and so then it really comes down to this is how simple it was. There was a part in the show where the elves go, hey, hey, hey. And I kept saying ho, 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 because I thought we should be saying ho, 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 because it's Santa Claus, right? Well, one of the girls said that I was sexually harassing her by calling her a ho, ho, ho.
Oh, my God.
That's how simple it was. And they went to me, they brought me up to the, high up, and they said, yes or no, were you saying ho, ho, ho? And I said, yes. They're like, okay, go home, you're done. And that was it. It was like the day before Christmas, too.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Bobby, let me see if we can hear you.
All right, how about now?
There you can. I can.
Good job. Thank you, Noah. So, so if you have any questions for Bobby, go ahead, man. He's got some interesting stories.
Well, I wanted to, how long are we planning on staying in our houses? We could talk about that.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. I don't know. Everybody's out. It's so beautiful. Like, you can understand the weather's been shitty and cold for months on end. So, like, staying inside was kind of like, okay, well, it's crappy outside. I might as well stay in. But, there's people all over the place right now. And I don't know, like, how do you stay in when it's nice out? It's like, fuck.
It's like 90 degrees here, and the wife still won't let me out. I can take the dogs outside, but that's it. She won't let me go anywhere because, I'm 50, and I had asthma, so she's like, she's not taking a chance. I got to leave the house once in my truck. Other than that, I haven't driven in like 8 weeks.
Yeah, and I
not
doing
my motorcycle, not my vat, nothing. I've just kind of been stuck in the house.
Marty's got the most badass motorcycle you've ever seen in your life. It is so cool. It is about like I remember he first got it. And he goes, Steve, I think I'm going to take it on the highway. I'm like, those trucks aren't going to see you. You're going to get crushed. But his motorcycle is absolutely badass. Look,
it's in a bubble right now.
But he has a custom-made chopper. It's called the Black Pearl, and it's signed by Johnny Depp.
Correct.
And he's got a Corvette. He's got like some really cool toys in his garage. Hold on, he's got a. You can watch us take it around the block a couple times.
Well, I'd love to, but she won't let me out of the house. I mean, I'm on the back patio right now, which is where I keep
pushing the limits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of I'm using my bike for my essential work when I have to go downtown and work. So there's no traffic in Manhattan right now. I go like 3 miles an hour. That is so cool. I go like 3 miles an hour, and like e-bikes are passing me. But I use it. But it's just real nice to feel the wind on your face,
Yeah.
So that is so badass.
So you talk to Baba Booey or anybody?
Jackie, Stuttering John, Ganji, Doug Goodstein. That's pretty much my circle of friends on the show that I talk to. Everybody else, they're really not allowed. Anybody that's on the show, they're really not allowed to talk to anybody. And so, they said fraternizing with ex-staff members is frowned upon. So, like, I'll talk to Richard and Sal and send them, what's up, how you doing? And they always get back to me. But, as far as like a social relationship, it's frowned upon. So they're not going to do it.
Wow.
They don't want to jeopardize it.
John's still alive?
Stuttering John's got his own podcast. He's doing pretty good. He's a maniac. Yeah, he did have a stroke, and he was sort of out of business for a little bit. But he's back, and he's got a podcast. He does it like sort of the same. That's where I got on this StreamYard. That's how I got on here because he had it and I tried it, and it's real easy to use. So,
wow,
that is such a nice bike.
I know, isn't that cool though? The bubble.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? I got to get one of those.
Yeah, it's because my bike's 8 feet long, but it fits perfect. So it's a bubble. You put it in, you zip it up after you've cleaned it.
Yeah.
And then you can deflate it. I keep it closed, but it'll deflate out this back end. But otherwise, it's like having a snow globe with your bike in it.
Wow, that's cool.
They make them for cars too, but I don't really care to do that with the vet.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So, Bobby, let me ask you a question. You still keep in touch with everybody that you are involved with?
I do. The guys that you met, we were, certainly friendly before and after that. But I have a pretty good group of friends. We keep in touch, and then obviously everything online now. We have some pretty good communications going lately.
Yeah. What are you hearing on their side? Like, what? I know you people. You know people in the know. What's going on? What are you hearing?
I think. I mean, on a real note, people are worried about China.
Yeah. What about it?
Well, our aircraft carrier is not an asset out there, so we're sending a bunch of other boats, and between China, Russia, us, and Australia, there's a lot of games going on there. There's just no news there because they're all here.
Yeah. What's Australia?
Australia has been a pretty good force that has supported us. So we lost a lot of ships in the South Pacific. Certainly, the Teddy Roosevelt's a big aircraft carrier. So when they pulled that out because of COVID, Australia kind of sent some ships up there to kind of support that, that deterrence that we were doing with the Navy.
So
wait, do you guys think that it was do you think this is like a biological thing that that really was meant to kind of not just population control in China, but to spread across the world, or not?
I don't think so. But I mean, obviously, we all know as much as people tell us, and they've proven to not want to tell us the truth. But I don't think so. But I think that there's still other things that were done that were threatening. So I don't want to find out a week from now that it was controlled and it was an accidental release, and then all of a sudden we say, oh well, I guess China's not culpable when there were a series of things that they did that we should hold them accountable for.
Well, let's face it, they got 1.5 billion people, right? So how is their case?
Not anymore.
Well, it's upsetting. They're not reporting right, because I know, we're reporting properly, but I'm sure in China, I mean, the weird thing is they got 1.5 billion and they're like on top of each other, because a lot of China is just like going through the Midwest. It's just barren land.
But they're also really kind of filthy over there. Their hygiene is not really on point. Like their garbage and shit, they're kind of like dirty in the mid city, the inner cities and stuff. They're like on top of being on top of each other.
Well, I don't think any of this is their fault, but just like our decision makers are, accountable, their decision makers are accountable. So and that's what I said. If we turn around, I don't want to, we throw out all these crazy things that they did, and you start to disprove one of them, and you're like, well, that you shouldn't take the focus off of all the other things.
Right. Isn't it weird that we haven't heard anything about Syria or ISIS?
Well, I think that's just the news. I think the news has given up on, it's a lot easier to report on how many men are in the women's bathroom in Missouri than, going overseas and sending correspondents that are actually going to give us the news.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right.
If you can't take, bad words people say, how can you report on, the inside of Iran? Because they're going to treat you a lot worse than talking to you bad. So we just don't have that fortitude in our news organizations anymore, where they're sending people out. And we have these independent groups like yourself that, that starts these conversations. And I think that's a great change in culture, because I'm getting tired of listening to the big three and, trying to figure out who's lying to you the least, because that's the only decision you make now.
Yeah, I know. And it just seems like all logic and reason is out the door at this point, which is really odd to see these people that we re-elected into office to really just use their own personal agenda and forget about what they're supposed to be doing.
Well, logic and reason is out the door for them. It's not out the door for us. So we always have that ability to really retain control of what we decide they impose upon us. So, it needs to be done by us, and we need to do it well. I think everybody's going out right now. They're being peaceful. They're keeping their distance. And that's a big signal that, that has to get solved now before it becomes more than peaceful protests where people keep their distance.
Oh, it's Tony Trump. So, do you think that the president's doing a good job? Do you think this is what is supposed to be done, or is he just full of shit, or what? Or did he make the wrong moves?
I think he made right moves and wrong moves, but I think he's doing a great job. And the amount of resistance that he's trying to manage is, that's never been seen in a president before. So I think that the capabilities that he has to overcome the news and to get the real information to the people, I think is pretty good. And if your complaint is that he skips the middleman and he talks to the people too much, that's, you don't want to, you don't want your wishes to come true then.
Right, that's why I voted him. I mean, I'm a Reagan guy myself. I love the Bushes and whatever, but let's face it, when has the stock market jumped ever like this under one president? And he hasn't even finished his term yet. And then if he didn't have all the shit being thrown at him, we'd probably be over 30,000 in the stock market right now.
Absolutely. And I'm a New Yorker. I wasn't excited about him running for president, but I hope, my story is more consistent where we've seen what's happened in the last few years. And, now I'm definitely, I understand where he's coming from. And, I don't imagine a situation could happen that would remove my support for him, but,
right.
And the Democrats really haven't officially chosen a candidate yet. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, it's going to be Biden, right?
That's the plan, but they still have to choose that,
Yeah,
and that hasn't happened yet.
Now, what if Bernie endorsed him?
He's done. He did endorse him.
He shouldn't have. He should have went independent.
He should have. He gave up all of that, all of that power that he had, and he kind of gave up on everybody's with him. I think, as ridiculous as it sounds, I think Bernie supporters have a lot more in common with Trump supporters than anybody else, because they're coming along the lines now of seeing, wow, they didn't just lie to me about Bernie. This has been going on for a long time.
Well, they stole the election from Bernie the last time, and it wasn't fair because I think he would have won. And they were so hell bent and thought for 100% sure that Hillary was going to get in office, and they robbed that poor guy.
Look, she already ran the country for 8 years.
Yeah.
So now here's my prediction. Obviously, his vice president's going to be a woman, because he's going to try to play on that, and I think it's going to be an African American woman, so that they can play on that sympathy. When all along, they've been stooped. Really, it's the conservatives that have always looked out for, the African Americans. It's not the Democrats. So,
and that's a great point. I think that's becoming very clear now recently also.
Yep.
I mean, when is the unemployment rate ever been as low as it was before all this crap came on? But for every minority, like the African American, the Mexican, it's all Latino. I should say Latino, Hispanic. But you had to make, like when we were kids, having a job was cool. So you had to make having a job cool instead of, I could sling this, I could sling that, I can make a couple quick bucks. But those people don't, when you get to your 30s, you can't do that. And that's what they had to realize, that, I need just to have a real job where I can have insurance and take care of my family. And that's the other thing is stepping up when you have a child, not just run from it, take care of it and be it. We need to go back to the 50s and 60s and 70s where, you had more of a family structure.
Oh my God, I forgot. I just can't believe I forgot this. So, Bobby, you got to tell the story about Jenna. Bobby's wife went viral all over the country.
Do you want to talk about the ring?
You want to talk about the ring, Jenna? You got to go to Jenna. Jenna's absolutely beautiful. When Bobby first started dating Jenna, I said, "You're going to marry that girl." He goes, "No, I'm not getting married. I love her. I want to move in with her." And I was like, we'll see. She's too cool. And then sure enough, that Bobby they got engaged. She got this big rock on her hand. And Bobby, take the story. No, yeah, Jenna Jameson. No.
Well, I'm just too old to run these days. So
yeah.
My wife, in the middle of a dream, swallowed her engagement ring.
Oh, I heard the story.
Yeah.
So that went pretty viral. It got us a trip to New York. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it's basically your fault, right?
Well, it's not my. It was. I'm really glad that it wasn't a fake diamond.
Steve, Is this pee-pee that small that he put her ring on and that's how he swallowed it?
Oh yeah.
Oops.
Oops.
You're not supposed to
No.
use it as a cock ring, dude.
Yeah. No. Well, didn't you get in her head about if you ever get like attacked, you have to swallow your ring?
That was her dream.
Yeah.
So, and I was very happy now that obviously, I'm the one breaking it, but she managed to run that whole story and control it and have fun with it. And never once did they, did any of this even come up. It was really funny.
Is she there? Have her stick her belly in the camera.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Wait, no, there you go. Wait.
Well, we're gonna be able to see the ring, the belly, or what?
No.
You can see the belly, the ring.
The ring's out now, right?
There's Jenna.
Wow.
Yeah. Jenna's about to pop. She's about to pop. Hi, Jenna.
Good for you.
Look.
Good for you. Oh, yeah.
Right. Bobby had the best line. He said, I was talking to him the other day. He says, Jenna's wearing a white dress next to a Suburban. I can't tell which one is which. So
he's got a way with words, this guy.
Thanks for reminding her about that. I just started feeling up.
Let's talk about Steve's marriage. Are you still married, Steve?
No, but we're still best friends. She always asks about you.
Everything you don't have?
Yeah, exactly. I ain't got nothing. No, it was
She was sweet.
Yeah, it was an amicable split. Show the ring, everybody. Jenny, you got the ring on?
I got the ring on.
There you go, Ben. There and back again.
Yep, that was
some money.
Sister. And that's how we got a baby out of this. We went to New York to go on Good Morning America. And,
there you go.
My parents always told me don't go in boys' basements, and I went to a boys' basement in Brooklyn and came out pregnant.
Yeah, well,
we were staying with my dad.
Oh, okay. How's he doing? He's all right?
He's doing great. Yeah, he's over there in Marine Park.
He's holding down tight?
Yep, holding down. The doors are locked.
Nice, I'm sure. See, this from my mother. She's so good. She's on lockdown in Brooklyn. I'm sure she'll be happy that you asked about her.
Did she move out of the house yet?
No, she's still in the house. Well, my parents are in Florida, so she basically is getting the house.
Oh, okay.
So, me and Marty,
you're Italian, right?
I'm half Irish, half embarrassed.
You know what's so weird? I always thought you guys were Jewish, even though you were Italian, or I thought you were.
Yeah.
I always thought like when you took us to the show, I always thought, is Steve Jewish?
Are you Jewish?
I don't know. Like every time
you maybe because I played a Jew on stage.
Yeah.
When I was in Grandma Sylvia's funeral,
I
had to play a Jew. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam.
No, I think
wait. So Noah says he's got the photo from the CNN on a wedding ring in her stomach. Go ahead. That's her wedding ring in her stomach.
Oh, wow.
Noah, you're amazing.
Go, girl.
Yeah.
You're right, Noah. You are a magician.
Yeah.
Did you buy that ring or did they give it to you?
They should have gave it to him. I think he fucking earned it.
Who's going to give it to me?
Oh, yeah. Because you swallow it and then you get some publicity. You get to keep it for free.
Well, when I did the Maury Povich show, this is with my son's mom. This is before I met my wife, obviously. And we were on. I already gave her an engagement ring, but when we went on the Maury Povich show, they always plug a jeweler, and that jeweler gave us a big fat, 1 carat diamond ring that they wanted me to propose on the Maury Povich show, like for a second time, and we got to keep that ring. That's why I didn't know if you got a ring out of the show or not.
No, we got a jewelry box, which you'll.
Okay.
They gave us a jewelry box with a lock on it, so that at no point could Jenna get in it.
Yeah.
Good. Dude, she wasn't on Ambien, was it? Because the other night I took an Ambien because nobody's doing anything.
Oh my God, that's okay. That's no joke.
Wow.
That's great.
But I took the Ambien and I finally go to sleep like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I woke up. I checked my phone and I realized I had called my Corvette mechanic at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, oh.
I do that, but it's because I went through a half a bottle of vodka.
Yeah. So not good.
Yeah. So I just remember this story, which probably explains a lot about Bobby. I remember when we were in the basement, we were hanging out with your SEAL team and then stuff. And the one thing that always stood out to me, they were like, "Yo, Hal, remember the
Now, are you friends with some of the notable SEAL team guys?
Say that again.
You guys probably talking about Chris Kyle and the guy that probably the guy who shot Bin Laden, I guess.
I spent all of my time as a SEAL. I spent on the West Coast, so all the guys from the West Coast. Some of them have become pretty prominent.
With the one guy in the movie about him, right, where he gets caught or he was protected, and
Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah, is he stand up dude?
He is, absolutely.
Good, awesome, and he's on Fox News a lot, right?
He was. I don't know if he still is, but yeah, he certainly was. Yeah, he's definitely a stand-up guy. Terrible situation, and great book. If you haven't read that, it's pretty incredible.
Well, I saw the movie, and I know that it's a little bit Hollywood in there, but still, nobody could put themselves in it. Think about it. Going back to when you were a kid and playing tag, but having somebody hide you and not let the bad guy, nobody can identify with that. So any haters have got to be like, I've got one for you to suck on, because this guy was in a terrible predicament that nobody could ever can imagine, unless you've been kidnapped, basically, even though the guys were protecting him. Keep them from bad guys like that.
He was beyond a shadow of a doubt absolutely protected.
Yeah.
And that's the reason he's still alive, and he's real clear about that.
So, Bobby, do you watch these movies? And if you do, which one would you consider to be the most accurate?
The most accurate is certainly Act of Valor, because it really was written and acted out by SEALs. I mean, not Hollywood SEAls. Those guys were training SEAls. They were in a lull in training, and they got assigned to that movie. And
was that the one about Luttrell or no?
No, that was a separate one.
That's they rescued a congresswoman or something? They rescued some woman, right?
It was a series. No, I don't remember. They did in the beginning. They rescued somebody in South America, like a reporter or a CIA agent. Oh, so it was a series of about 5 different missions that were all put into this Hollywood timeline. But in actuality, it was 5 different scenarios in 5 different places with 5 different teams. Now, but for the sake of the movie,
there was a TV show not too long ago, and I'm waiting for it. I was hoping it got picked up to keep going. Was it called SEAL Team, or not the one with David Boreanaz? Forget him. He's a dork. I'm talking about, it's like about these six or seven SEAL Team guys, and one of them gets killed like on the pier or something. Now, do you know if that show is still picked up?
No, I don't know. I know that there are 2. I believe there are 2 shows that are running right now. One is certainly the David Boreanaz show, and then there was another one that I don't know what happened with that. Had the guy from the cop from the. Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Yeah,
like Team 6, SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, I did Bones with him, and I was a wrestler. And instead of doing it with the real stunt, because I'm a stunt guy, and instead of letting his
stunt run.
Yeah. Instead of letting his stunt double do the wrestling fight with me, he was like, no, I'll do it. And instead of a hip throw where you do it right, he like basically really picked me up and like threw me. And I'm like, what a dick. And plus, like, before that, I did a show called Knee High PI. And
that was, first of all, I don't know how that didn't get picked up, because I wish, not for nothing, that was fucking great. And my favorite, he in disguise, he had to sneak in his own, and he was a lawn jockey, like standing on the lawn. And but it was a great idea. Can you put that out on YouTube?
Yeah,
is it out on YouTube? Can you watch it? All right, everybody, go check out Knee High PI, because it's such a fucking great concept, and Marty played such a little badass. It was so much fun.
But David Boreanaz's wife is the girl, the stripper that I'm trying to help, and he cheated on her. And I'm like, dude, how do you cheat on a good-looking girl like this? Like, Whatever.
Hey, listen, Billy Joel left Christy Brinkley. Remember that. So you don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah, well, Christy Brinkley, you know, I love her. She's from Michigan, so I've got always mad love for anybody from Michigan.
Okay. All right. Wait. So
What
you
about
found
Michael Moore?
What?
Oh.
What about
What's
Michael
that?
Moore? He's from Michigan.
No, we don't like. Cut that fat whale,
Oh, wait.
slice him on a beach. Forget that pig.
Have you seen the new one he did?
What's about what?
He just did a documentary that just tears down the whole establishment. The whole.
Hold on. Here's the intro to Knee High PI. Go ahead, Noah.
Oh, do you realize anyway that he?
Hold on. Here we go.
Oh, that's Ian Zuri's ex-wife.
Hold on. Wait. There we go.
Yeah, that's Nikki Ziering. That's Ian Zuri's ex-wife.
Part in a charity wet t-shirt contest for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Kidnappers have asked for $1 million to ensure her safe return. And it is rumored that Hugh Hefner himself has paid investigators to try and locate Ms. Ziering.
Nikki Ziering, boy, I'd love to get my hands on her.
And you'll get your chance if her husband don't pony up.
What the hell? Nobody knows we're here. Who is it? Go check it out. Come on. Ah! Well, who is it?
Nobody out there. This is watermelon.
That's the biggest watermelon I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You can tell we're all
Cut it up.
stumped at it.
Chunks, not slices.
None of us can act as a kid, eh?
Chunks, not slices. Like I need somebody telling me how to cut up a watermelon.
Hey, Dingo. Look at you. Not exactly what you had in mind, was it? Chunks shouldn't take this long. I'm going to see what's keeping him.
Hey, Nikki. Everything all right?
My turn.
Who are you?
The name's
Dude, the
Dingo.
writer was great. He had so many more ideas too, and Comedy Central just dropped the ball. It came out the same time as the Dave Chappelle show. Which should have been picked up, but there was another one like some Reno 911 or something, and they decided to go with that instead of Knee High PI because they put me.
Got wrong, son. Yeah, I remember thoroughly enjoying it. And then what? I think Noah says we had the Good Morning America clip as well. You can play that.
Oh no!
Not yours.
Oh, is it
Jenna's. Was it a joke? Oh, no. Oh, he doesn't have it. I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. So, Bobby, did you say you had something to plug?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, just. So, what's retired life like for you? What's going on?
It's kind of
now it's a little different, but
it's like being in self-quarantine. Everybody else leaves and goes to work, and I put my feet up and take the dog for a walk. I love it.
An actor right there.
Yeah, no, I do. I've been working for different companies, mostly in global business, and about January, it really started shutting down. So, now just kind of, like I said, we're in a good spot. So waiting it out here to wait for the baby.
Good for you.
And what happens when the baby comes, man? That you have to go to a hospital. That's it's already kind of done. I guess everything's going to be on lockdown. Like,
well, we don't have to go to the hospital. So I was an EMT in New York, and I keep trying to convince Jenna that when we really look at mitigating those risks, it's probably better for me to just deliver the baby here.
You know who else was an EMT in New York?
who's that?
David Lee Roth.
Well, I
didn't
definitely
know
wouldn't
that.
have him deliver my baby.
Yeah, jump. Yeah, that's funny. So, are you really going to do it at home?
No, she won't let me.
Okay, but you could though.
We
What?
could.
So, at what point in your life did you realize that you wanted to be a Navy SEAL?
I
Like, what was that?
I was a submarine mechanic in Washington, in the Navy. I'd been in the Navy about 3 years on a 4-year commitment. I was about to head back to New York and get on the fire department. I'd already had all my paperwork. They were holding that spot while I was in the Navy. And I was out in the water, and I turned the boat off, and there were bald eagles over my head, and there were seals in the water. It was the most beautiful place. And I just couldn't bring myself to go back to New York yet. But I really didn't want to be on a submarine anymore. So I started the process of putting in my paperwork to be a SEAL. Certainly anything everybody would want to do, but didn't really think it was going to happen because Navy had spent a lot of time training me for that submarine life. So after a few denials and a lot of intervention from a commanding officer that I had, that's when I got accepted to BUD/S, which is a SEAL school in San Diego.
And how do you start training? Because when I heard that you were going into SEAL training, I said, that motherfucker's going to do it. If anybody's that's crazy enough to get it, it's my cousin Bobby. And I knew that you were going to pull it off as soon as I heard you were going to do it, because I grew up with you and I knew that you had that screw loose to make it. So, so how do you start training for BUD/S? Because that's like the end all be all of make or break. I remember being in Coronado and just seeing all the fucking helmets lined up and that bell, that famous bell that everybody rings when they tap out, you know?
Yeah, training is obviously over 20 years ago and pretty miserable. You're awake a lot. So it's certainly not fun. It's everything you hear about. It's absolutely grueling and people quit all the time. But really to get past that and move on is really where you really start having a lot of fun. You know, I've done, 6 deployments, 5 deployments to the Middle East. I did different positions I've had, took me well beyond how incredible, how much fun and enjoyable this could be.
And what about sniper school? That got to be intense, no?
Sniper school is pretty brutal. You get tested on one thing every day. So there's never a bad day that you can have and potentially not get kicked out of sniper school. And that's by design. You don't get to go to war and have a bad day and that day doesn't matter. So the sniper school that I went to is a SEAL specific sniper school. So there's a couple of different sniper schools out there in the military. We happen to have one of them that we get to focus on our skills with the weapons that we use specifically. So I believe it's a little longer than the other sniper schools. It's probably 4 months. It's in 4 or 5 different places and miserable. It's tarantulas, rattlesnakes.
Did you know Mr. Kyle or no?
I did very well.
Oh man, that movie, I bawl every single time. I mean, I know, there's haters out there that claim, oh, he didn't do this or he didn't do that. But you know what? The fact that he protected one Marine anytime, to me, is hats off to you guys for sure.
And that's absolutely unquestionable. When people talk about maybe he didn't shoot 300 people, but he shot 210 people.
Right.
Every one of those shots he took was there are different reasons that you employ a SEAL as a sniper, and the primary reason is to protect conventional forces. And I would say every one of those shots, if not, most of them, were fired to protect another force.
What's weird is that I'm a gun. I have a lot of guns, but I always say that I've never been hunting, and I could never shoot an animal, even though I eat meat and I know this and that. But I'd have no problem. I don't know what the sickness in me, but I had no problem shooting a person.
That deserves it.
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah. Like you hurt my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
I'm pretty resistant to go hunting too. I know Steve likes to hunt with the bow, which I think if you're going to go out there and learn a skill like a bow, that's incredible to do that. I love the guys that hunt.
My best friend growing up, him and his older brother are both presidents of their own chapter of Ted Nugent's boar hunting. And so they've been bow hunting with Ted Nugent and stuff. So,
I don't like when the guys go to like farms that already have these things trapped and stuff like that. That's not fair. No. It's a guarantee. Just go to the fucking supermarket and do it. Or these game hunters. I don't buy it. But so Marty, no, I know. But you need to control the population for wild boars because if you don't control their population, they just multiply. They have babies. They have 6 babies at like twice a year, and then they're an invasive species. But I want to tell you, Marty, I remember when Bobby had the decision to go to sniper school or Arab language school. He goes, I thought about it, and I said, I don't want to talk to him. I just want to kill him.
That's the way I feel.
I was like, good decision, Bobby. Right on. So I got to wrap it up.
I was going to say, I actually learned a little bit of Arabic, and in deployments, we had translators. And I realized that if I would try to use my Arabic, the other military people there would either try and better my Arabic or they would want to argue with me. So it became better to just tell my translator what to say and they tell him what to say, and there was no conversation. So it was really the only time that learning a language got less done productively.
One of my best friends growing up, he was in the Air Force. He ended up flying, I think, on the Air Force One. He wasn't one of the pilots, but he was one of the guys that's in the cockpit before he retired anyway. And they had a nickname for Joe Biden. I just wanted to see if the Navy SEALs have the same nickname.
No, I don't.
You don't? Not Dumb Joe?
No, I've heard dopey, but very informally.
Yeah. But anyway, he gave me some of his patches and shit that are, you got to earn them. But he also gave me this piece of paper, which is really cool. It's like, it says it in Arabic, and then below it, it pretty much is a cartoon of it. It's basically, if you hang out with this is what you can expect. And it's like a bomb dropping on a jihad. So it's like, hey, and they would fly over and they drop it. They fly these pieces of paper out in the over the villages, and basically says, hey, if you harbor these or you hang with this is what you can expect. And I thought that was really cool. Like,
Yep.
Anyway.
So guys, I can't thank you both enough for coming on. Is anybody, you have something we want to plug, Marty, a Twitter handle or something like that, or what's up?
You can visit me well, no, I can't because we've swore a lot, so I don't want to jeopardize my wife's stuff. But
wait, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
we didn't get grabbed.
You threw the F more than I did on Stern. More than
that's how by the way, that's how me and Marty met, Bobby. Howard Stern did I think it was what was it, the Butt Bongo Fiesta, and Marty was No, yeah. Oh no, it was the pay-per-view special, and Howard did a skit and about Michael Jackson molesting little boys, and Marty played the little boy.
Yeah.
He had him tied to a fucking a mattress, and he was like shocking his nipples and stuff like that.
And he stuffed the Barney in certain places. I was like,
yeah.
I know the first words Howard ever said to me. I walked into the makeup room and he was getting done, and I walked in and he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be here right now." And I thought, had never done any film or anything, so I didn't know the proper etiquette. I'm like, "Oh, sorry." He goes, No. He goes, "I just farted." And I'm like, that's how Howard, that's his first thing to me. You shouldn't be here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too funny. But all right, I got to wrap it up. I wouldn't doubt it. But I know he does like girls. I think he goes both ways. So, but I got to thank I got to thank Battle Chats, my sponsor. They're helping us out. Check out all my old content on Battle Chats on YouTube channel. And every Thursday at 9 o'clock, I'll be live with Lindsay to answer any questions that you throw at me and talk about all the shows I did this week. We got Bright Shot, the best LED light in the country, any color temperature, built-in special effects, 3.8 amps, no heat. When this is all over and you need to start a production again, make sure you go to brightshot.com and check out what they have to offer and rent some lights. And then we got Party Bibs. Party Bibs. Everybody's got, they make, I don't have one here. Oh, I have one right here. They make Grillo AftershockXL face masks, which you can, I don't know if it's the right way, but they did a nice thing. And they make all custom stuff. Go to partybibs.com. And thank you for making the, I'll send you one. I got you. And then we got F Sharp Tax Management, Richard Frinzi, and all these professional tax preparers are some of the best in the country. If you haven't got your taxes done yet, go check them out because you need the best when you're getting your taxes done. And he is the best. He saved my ass too many times. And we got Prosecco Palms. Listen, Marie has his lifestyle blog. If all you ladies out there want to check out the coolest trends in fashion and jewelry and where to get the best price for what you want to buy, go to check out Alyssa Marie. She's just a fun person to follow. She's just so awesome. So check her out. And then of course we got my favorite, Sterling Assault, my boy Alfie. Look at those rings he made me.
Oh, I want those.
Yeah, he can make anything out of jewelry. Like I got my rings. So if you can, go to sterlingassault.com and mention Grillos AftershockXL. You get 10% off. You can also order from his catalog online. So guys, that's great. I'm going to run up to the roof at 7 o'clock. It's time to thank all the frontline workers that are out there putting their necks on the line, much like you did, Bobby, to keep our lives safe and keep everything going. So love you both.
Later, guys.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey.